All right,
we back in it.
What's up, guys, man? Welcome back to another video. Gedeon,
You know the guy.
So this one we about to talk about religion. If you watched the previous video, you saw we kind of touched on the topic a little bit. But obviously, religion has always been a subject that you can talk about hours.
Yeah, it is, because I feel like under religion, there's so many misconceptions or so many.
I think there's just so many blank areas.
Yeah, people don't really talk about it. It's like the big elephant in the room, that people have this entire idea that God is just the all happy accepting guy that accepts everything, and he's love and he's kind, not even knowing that God did a lot of fucked up shit in the Old Testament. If you talk about Christianity, then they get around the entire world and let like one family survive because he was fed up. That doesn't sound like love to me. That sounds like somebody that's pissed. And then he said he regretted creating humans. And people say God never made mistakes. But he said that was his only mistake, creating humans. He admitted that. And so I feel like, as you said, there's so many black spots that people don't really go in deep with. And that's why I feel like, as somebody who grew up in Christianity, that it just pisses me off that people just twist in so many ways. Because I get why people are atheists. I get what people are saying. Not atheists. I get what people are saying that Christian God can be a fearsome and evil guy, because if you look the way he did things, there was some evil shit he did. But he did it with all the intention of doing good. And I get that. I get why he drowned the entire world. Because if I could, I would.
You low-key trying to say Thanos is God?
I'm looking to what Thanos did. I understand it. I understand that, fam. If I could, I would get rid of all of humans right now, because we're literally poison. We are literally so corrupt.
Yeah, my boy Aaron. Remember the tweet I showed you the other time on the first video where he was like,
"Fuck humans."
He goes, "Fuck humans."
Yeah, fuck humans. Aaron is the MVP. Fuck humans. Literally, fuck humans. God was right. God should like even take Noah with him, because that shit fucked it up with Noah's kids. He thought he made it good. Nah. God fucked up the entire Bible. He fucked up the entire book. If you look at it, he fucked up.
There's just what? Okay, here I'm trying to find a question to ask you. Like, what do you think religion is?
I think religion is a guiding book. It's like
no, I'm not talking about the books.
No,
I'm not talking about books. What do you think religion is?
It's like a way of life, to be honest with you. I feel like some people identify them with their religion. Some people say if you take the religion with them, you kind of took the identity, the personality, who they are, what they stand for as a person. And for me, I felt like religion at that time was like my peace. I went through a lot of fucked up shit. Yeah, I was a bad boy back in the day. I know I look goofy as hell, but I was a lot of fucked up shit. And me starting to read the Bible over again, trying to get into it. I stopped drinking for like 3 years. I was like growing up. My father was worried, like, why don't you hear, like, I stopped listening to rap, so I would listen to Christian music. He's like, why don't you go outside with your friends? Why don't you listen to other music? And he was worried. And it was like, from my way of finding myself, finding peace, like, I had so many questions. I didn't find answers, but I felt like when I was reading the Bible or studying the Bible, I felt like I got that peace. I felt like, okay,
you got another perspective.
I could accept, like, I feel like, okay, I might not go to heaven, but I know where I'm going. If whatever I go, I will accept it. I have like that full peace of wherever that's going to go. If there's something else, I accept that. I feel like if I go to hell, I go to hell. I accept the fate.
Why do you think you're going to hell?
Nah, I felt that time.
Okay,
but right now I feel like if I would, I probably would. But I had a certain point in my life. I feel like I may not live right now after the Christian values or the religions, but I feel like my heart, when I go to sleep, I don't have, I don't sleep having nightmares. I haven't had nightmares for like many years, and I don't sleep bad. I don't have bad conscience of what the shit I do. I feel like if I should supposed to die right now, I would go to heaven.
Okay, that's good.
But
I think personally, religion is imperfection. if I was to describe religion in one word, it would be imperfection.
Why?
Because I feel like religion teaches you to embrace imperfection.
It actually does.
I think religion teaches people that nothing is perfect. And God himself isn't perfect.
True.
We are allowed to make mistakes. You make mistakes, you will learn from it,
And
you adjust to it.
Yeah, precisely.
That's why I think religion is imperfection, but I feel like people forget that. I think people read the Bible and say like, this is the perfect way to be a human being. No.
Not even understanding.
When they read the Quran, they think this is the perfect way to be a Muslim. No. Reading all these religious books, for me, one thing I get is that they all teach you one thing. You are not perfect. We all make mistakes. The key of it is to learn from your mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. The greatest people in the world. I used to think my mom was the greatest person in the world, but I'm sure she could have told me a million mistakes she'd have made in her life. You know what I mean? But it's like, but she is in heaven, definitely 100%. She's a great person. Nobody has a bad word to say about her. Why? Because when she made some mistake or did make a mistake, she learned from it or used that mistake to guide me, to guide my little brother, to guide my older brother, to guide my sister. You know what I mean? She used her mistake to guide people. She never judged you. For one thing, she never judged anybody. Took you as you are. If I brought white, Chinese, Asian, whatever you are, if I brought you into my house, my mom would take you as you are. My mom would treat you like you was her own kid. Have you eaten?
Yeah.
You hungry?
Yeah,
you want to eat?
I missed that part.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like my mom, no matter what I brought home or who I brought home, she will always embrace, just see you as a human being. No matter of what flaws you have, whatever, she will just take you as you are and try to help you.
And that
be a better person, be a better version of yourself. And I feel like my mom was a perfect example of what religion should be.
Exactly.
Because somebody who doesn't judge. It's just love.
Yeah.
Everything is just based on love, on taking somebody for who they are. I feel like a lot of people pretend to be that kind of embracing. But if your daughter brought home somebody who wasn't from the same race as you, first thing you do is like take him out of my house.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? That right there, you're no longer a Muslim in my opinion. As long as you kind of push somebody away from being different, bro, like whatever your religion preaches, you just against that. Why are you judging this person? Who are you to judge somebody that you don't even know?
Yeah, exactly. That's true. You actually touched it. I think it's true. Like religion is teaching love. It's teaching forgiveness. It's teaching that we all make mistakes. Even God, because in the Bible, even like God even admits making mistakes. And if you keep reading, you can keep reading that God low key regrets everything you have made. That's why that's a doomsday to start all over again. Because he knows what he did was wrong, so he wants to start all over again. So it's all about like accepting your mistakes and trying to change. That's why you have repentance. You sin, which is a mistake. You're trying to learn from it. You come to God. You ask for forgiveness. You go by your way. You go by your business. You go by your day. Do what you do.
It's just like Ramadan.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like Ramadan. The Ramadan season is for you to pray for forgiveness. Ask everybody who you might have done wrong in your life to forgive you, and then you learn from your forgiveness and you continue. This is one thing why Ramadan for me is very hard, because not to fast, but it's just the people that I see doing Ramadan. It's like I see a lot of people in Ramadan want to change, right? Now, I've had this conversation with plenty of people. For me, it's like you can change for this month, right? Wear hijab, listen to the Quran, whatever, and don't listen to bad influence music, don't swear, blah, 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 all these kind of things. But as soon as Ramadan's over,
hey, back to the rave.
You're back to partying, no hijab, short skirts, showing your legs, showing this, blah, blah, blah. For me, it's like, that cancels out that 1 month you just did.
Thanks.
That Ramadan you just did right there was fake. God knows what's real and what's fake.
And that's the thing my mom always tell me, like, God knows your heart. That's what did we talk? We talked about the support.
Yeah.
Earlier. Do things full hearted, but don't go like I'll do this here. I'll like expect something like if you truly want to go. And that's the thing. It's like kind of like you're playing with God.
You are.
Because you're like, forgive me. But as soon as this month is over, fam, I will do the entire same shit. Maybe even three times worse as what I did before. And then in a year, I'll come back. Forgiveness.
But for those who fast, for those who take Ramadan to make themselves better and continue that journey of making themselves better after Ramadan is long gone, continue. Then what you're doing is right, because that is what it's intended for. But as soon as Ramadan's done, and you go back to your old ways,
and then it didn't work for you.
It didn't work for you.
And that's the thing.
It didn't work for you. And I just feel like I just get a lot of people who change during this month. I'm just like, I'm so tired of seeing it. Because afterwards, I'm just like, where was that? Where was all of that?
Man, you missed me out that entire
Bro, it just to me, it just reminds me of Black History Month.
Yeah, that's Black
It's just bullshit.
It is.
You can't use 1 month just to define everything that happened for how many decades or hundreds of years. You know, we want to use 1 month to appreciate black people. We want to use 1 month out of 11 to appreciate being black. We want to use 1 month out of 11 to appreciate being Muslim.
I totally agree with you.
It's like Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, all these kind of fucking stupid days to appreciate somebody. 1 day out of 365. 1 month out of 12. Come on, man. Think about it. I feel like those 11 months kind of outweigh that 1 month.
Yeah, it does. And people forget that.
But because I feel like it has more effect, or God appreciates it more, if you throughout your whole year try to change, and then even if you don't fast during Ramadan, but you're still progressing to change and becoming a better. I feel like He will reward that more than somebody who just tries to change in 1 month, fasts, all that stuff, and then after Ramadan just goes completely back to.
Now that's literally agree with you, because that's like a story in the Bible, where that's like always man, he's like praying so loud, giving offering, da 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 da, and I think it was like it's the New Testament. Jesus like, you know, God will not hear his prayer because he's doing it to show off. And then there's like a poor woman having nothing, giving the last she has nothing but gives you the last. It's just like praying in her heart, and Jesus comes to her, my child, rise, your prayer has been answered. And that just shows like, as you said, like you can do all this, but if you're just doing it to show off for
intentions,
people,
man.
Yeah, it's like that's the thing, that God knows your heart. Wherever you go, God knows your heart. And people will say, oh, God is in the world. God is your like what? God is inside of you. It's
God
like
is a spirit, man.
Yeah, it's like what? Your guilt. If you know you're just doing this for this month, your guilt will kill you as soon as you start sober. If you truly want to go to a change, and you're like, I'm just doing this like for show.
Intention, man.
Intention, yeah.
It's all intention.
Your subconscious that it is will eat you up.
Everything. That's what I'm talking about. With religion, people just
don't play with it.
It's just humans. It's just humans. What we do this naturally. We take something, put it into our own perspective, and think that's right.
Yeah,
it's what it's like all these priests. Like you, how can you go to 3 different churches and hear 3 different reasonings for on the same topic? Why? It's because each pastor
understands it
differently. If you go to 5 different imams, you're probably gonna hear them talk about something in a different way, because they're all gonna hear it in their own perspective.
And that's the issue with it.
But what they should all have in common
be the same message. It should be
the message and the intention
should be the same.
Always,
but it's not always that. Like that's my. I stopped calling myself a Christian because I didn't feel like I lived after the standard, and I feel like the Bible is so clear, so easy to understand. It literally have walls, 10 fucking walls in stones, and it's how to live. Literally, like it's a guiding. And people say it's so hard, but it's just a guiding. It's still just a guiding. If you think about it, it's like it's really so easy, because the 10 Commandments, like, is made for humans. I think like the first 6 or how many was made for you, treated for the humans. The last was for God. The last 4 or the last 5 was for God. It was just how to treat God, like hold the 7th day secret, like holy. Pray, just pray there. Don't have any other gods out of that stuff like that, and you know, don't lie, don't steal. Common like human moral rules that we should live by. And I feel like humans make it so hard. like when we look at churches today having big cars and everything, the first thing Jesus told his disciple, don't take shit from people. If people give it to poor people. Don't take shit. What's the first thing pastor says? Blessing time, offering time, yeah. Offering time. If you don't donate, if you don't offer to Jesus, God will not offer to you. Like, what kind of shit is that to say? Like, really?
So what about if I'm poor?
Exactly.
What about if I got nothing to offer?
And people don't even get it. Like the 10%.
That's why I've never understood pastors who become rich.
You should.
Popes who become rich.
Look.
Imams who become rich.
Jesus' problem with Judas was that Judas started taking money from people paying, and Jesus said, "Give it back, give it to the poor." Jesus didn't want that. Don't take shit. The only thing you should take when you went to, when he sent his disciple out is take your rod and the sandals. Go. If people give you food, take that. If people offer you a place to sleep, take that. Don't take other than that. What are people taking? Cars, apartments, houses, Balenciagas, Louis Vuitton. I'm like, huh?
Bro, selling the word of God for me is a sin, bro.
It's not even a sin. It's a curse. And that's the words, as you said before. They will feel the total wrath of God because they are misguiding their twisting.
No, they're using the word of God to prevail.
Yeah, and as God even said, like, those who twist the words, like, we face the harder suffering. And the worst part is, like, the Bible that we even read now has been twisted so many ways.
So many times. It's been rewritten a few times.
And it's not even, like, the true books we have.
You know why this topic, for me, is like, the word of God thing is very personal for me? Because my mom... She actually went to a synagogue, right, to meet this guy who has known for curing diseases. My mom had cancer, right? So apparently he's known for curing diseases by blessing people, right? Apparently he's seen it. The people have seen it. You know what I'm saying? The word of mouth, seen it. So when she went to Gambia, apparently family members told her to go there. See, he can cure you, blah, blah, blah. When she came back from synagogue, she was worse.
People wouldn't get it.
She was worse. You see what I'm saying? And for me, and the guy, she paid so much money to see this guy. Prayed for her. Told her to inhale some things. You know what I mean? That's why for me, where's she now?
I'm so sorry that.
Where's all that money? Where did that happen? Now, I'm not even blaming my mom because my mom has never believed in that kind of stuff her whole life. But when you are going through certain kind of diseases, you do anything to get better. You know what I mean? You get to the point where you do anything to get to live longer, especially when you have kids. So I never say anything to my mom for doing that. I understand it, right? But for me, it's like that guy.
Sure that he knows better. He knows better.
You know what I'm saying? He's known for using like the Quran and praying for people and healing people. That's what he's known for. But why did my mom get worse?
I'm telling you,
and then that trip was literally the peak of her cancer. Like that was when it just went all south. After that trip.
I hate this religion shit because I've always.
Now it's like
it fucks me up. You know why it fucks me up? Because whenever I went to a new church, they would ask the new member, the new person who visit to stand up, blah 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 blah. And I went to 3 different churches. They all had the same prophecy for me, and I hate it because I've seen people trying to find God. I've seen what my mom been through. And I've seen what God has given my mother. And I'm like, I don't get that. And I've told God too, that if I ever die and my mom is not in heaven, I will curse him out. If I feel like my mom dies before me and she's not in heaven, I will go to war against his people. And I really mean that because my mom been through a whole lot. And my mom lost and I heard that when she was younger. And then my mom fell as a kid and something happened to her. People say she got cursed. So she had like, I didn't even have to say it, but
epilepsy?
Yeah, She never had it, but suddenly she just got it as a child. She just felt out of the blue, and she just had it for entire life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it happened once as a kid. My mom was taking a shower. I've seen her have that attack twice in my entire life. And first time it was in the shower, like she was drowning, and I didn't know what to do. I'm alone with my younger brother and my older sister, and the first thing I do is call my dad. I start praying. And I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. Like, just starts praying. That's the first thing we did. The second time it happened, I was home alone. My dad was in jail, and that affected my mom quite heavily. And my mom been watching all these pastors on YouTube, and she told me like before I went to sleep, like, remember to pray. I have a bad feeling. And my brother, my mom and I, we had argued that night, and my brother locked his door. He always sleeps with his door like this. Nobody knocks. People just open the door directly to him. But I had my door open, so I just hear my mom's yell, because she says like when she have this, like she sees spirits, and she just starts screaming, "Leave me alone!" She yells, knocks to my brother. My brother's door was locked. She suddenly just, before she even knocks, her mouth just open and say, "I'm here." And she just coming into my arms. She starts crying, and she passed out. She passed out naked in my room, started crying, and I can just see the tear. She starts shaking, literally shaking, her entire body shaking, and she's like, spits coming out all white. And I just remember like what my dad used to me, just praying, and I started singing a praise that my mom used to sing to me when I was a kid. I used to have nightmare, and you just see, and that's why like I don't believe in God, but I know there's something greater than me.
That is like the perfect definition of me. I wouldn't say I'm a believer in God. I wouldn't say I'm even a Muslim. I'm more spiritual, right?
I know that's because
I'm more spiritual, but I grew up in a Muslim family, right? So obviously I respect the Muslim religion, but I do know there is a higher power.
The little list, because I've been in so much shit, like with my mom, and you can just say the thing, and when she got her conscience, it's like she forgot so much. She's like, "Who are you?" And she started calling me after her father's name, like her father was behind me, and everything like that. It's like, "Don't go." She's like talking to him, like, "Don't go. I miss you. Why did you like?" I never, fuck me, but I never seen him in my life, right? And when she got like fully gained it, she's like, "Thank you." It's like, "I heard this song. Thank you." And I've been in the backseat of a truck many times, like cop car many times, and whenever I was like in shit, I always used to pray. I was like, "God, if you're truly there, help me out in this shit. I know I messed up." I always like say, I know I'm not perfect. I know where I'm going is wrong. I know what I'm doing is wrong. But if you're there, help me out. My exams, like if I failed that exam, I would have failed high school. And I guess you would like, I got the lowest, but I passed. I was like, if you're there, I don't know what to believe in. And during that time, I was like, around a lot of Muslims, I don't know what to believe in. I was like, if you're there, let me pass. I don't care what I get, just let me pass. Because my mom was there, my dad was in jail. My mom just want to see his firstborn, like, pass it. Because nobody believed I would make it. And people knew I needed to make this one. I was like, don't do it for me, do it for my mother. You know, my mom was like, everything she thanked God in, everything, good and bad.
Yeah, that's my mom did the same thing too.
Her siblings, my mom's siblings used to be like around 10 people, then like 3 left. Like, all died. It's a curse. That's what she says. It's like, do it for her. If anything, do it for her. Don't do it for me. I don't deserve it, but do it for her. She's always been praising you. Always. You truly just, nigga came in and I got like, I passed that shit. I just look at my mom, and they have a film where I was like my brother's like, he's praying. And my mom just know. I heard my mom say like, he went wrong, but God got him. And I literally like, for me that's like why I always, no matter how far I go in my shit in life, I always feel like I can always pray. I don't always pray. That's why, like, you know, with Brenda, I was like, I wanted that, as I said last week, I wanted this faithful religious woman because I feel like that can bring me back to earth. Because sometimes I feel like I'm above God, but I need like to be humble. I really need to like to be like my mother. Like, God is there is something real. If you want to call it God, you want to call it universe, you want to call it consciousness, whatever it is, something so much higher. Because if you look at,
I think we all generally believe in the same thing.
Look in this world.
I think we all believe in the same thing. We just have different names for it.
Yeah, exactly. If you look at this world, Nobody can tell me that this happened by accident. It's all creative
by somebody.
So much beautiful in this. But humans is the curse.
But that's why I'm saying, like, when my mom passed, it opened a lot of eyes for me. It opened a lot for me. Because it was just so weird. Like, first of all, when I saw my mom's body, like in Islam, they believe that when you pass, when you die, God gives you back your full health. So the night before my mom passed, I saw her. She looked like she was just being sucked of life. Like she was weight loss, face was like sucked in. And then the day after, I saw her. She was full. Like she just got everything back. And she looked so much at peace. And that made me realize, okay, there is something else in this universe that we do not know. And we are playing with it. And it's like, and also, my mom, everybody that knows my mom knows that she loves snow. She loves the winter. She loves that. That's like her thing. It's weird. Don't know who loves snow. But she loves snow, right? Day of a funeral, morning of a funeral, it snows.
I hate snow.
No, but for me, that was just like
a sign.
That was the biggest sign that I kind of needed. You know what I mean? And it was just such an amazing thing. It's like God, I feel like there's some, I don't even know if you call it God, whatever you want to call it. Higher power in this earth feeds off energy. The energy you put into the universe is the energy it gives back.
Amen.
My mom has always preached positive energy. She's always thanked the higher power, regardless of whether it was negative or whatever. And I've always preached that everything happens for a reason. My mom's always preached the fact that if something bad happens to you, embrace it. When I failed my driving test, right? For my first driving test, I failed it. First thing I did, I called my mom. I told her I failed. She was like to me, "It's all right, don't worry, you passed the next one." That's all I needed to hear. The next one, I passed it with 0 faults. Perfect. Happens once in a million. That, for me, was like, damn. All I needed to hear was, don't worry about it. You get the next one. You know what I mean? No criticism, no judgment. Just continue. You will get there. She was like to me, if you don't pass the next one, you will pass the one after that. She's like, eventually you're going to pass. So it's like, even though that was such simple words, it's just all I needed. And I feel like when it comes to religion, sometimes you need to just preach love.
And that's the thing. People need that love, and love can be in so many different ways, but people shouldn't like twist it. People shouldn't try to like force it in that different ways. People shouldn't try to like corrupt it. Love can be corrupted, and humans are corrupted. That's how we corrupt love.
That's because
then it's not love anymore.
You know why? I think it is. I think it's because as humans, we try to do too much.
We're really trying to.
It's like we know there is a higher power, but yet we try to become that higher power. And I feel like that's when things always go wrong. It's when we try to
be something we're not.
And
everything's in natural order, you know. Everything is there by its creation, by its creator, whatever. As you say, whatever energy you give out is what you get back. It's the treat people the way you want it to be treated. You know?
Literally.
Because if you treat people good, if somebody treats you bad,
and you treat them good,
the people who knows that person treats you bad will see how good of a person you are, and it will be like, you know, like
they'll say to that person,
what you did is wrong, and they will feel kind of ashamed, and they will lift you up. Then somebody will say, okay, you did good, let me help you out. You know?
But if somebody treats you bad and you treat them bad in back, then the other person's just gonna be like, see, told you he's not a good person. What he did to me.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But my mom, that's what I'm saying to you. My mom has, like, when she passed, nobody could say anything bad about her, because no matter what you did to her, she'll never retaliate. She'll either walk away and let you live with what you did, or just trying to make you better. It's like, for example, like when you said that, like we both have some pretty bad pasts, right? Like when I was younger, me and my older brother, we was both thieves, right? And then when we came to my mom, my mom was like our confession, basically. So when I came to my mom and we was like to her mom, this is what we're doing. She was just like, first of all, she was like, I'll pray for you. And the second of all, she was like, just promise me you won't do it again. You see, there was no, she didn't act in anger. She didn't act in disgust. She didn't say she was disappointed. You know what I mean? Because she understands that people make mistakes. So for us, that's what we needed to hear. Because you know why? Because if we was to present the same thing to God, that's exactly what He would say to us.
Exactly.
He would say to you, I'll pray for you. Just don't do it again. And it's that. That's it. There's no need to say more. Don't need to say less.
That's literally how it is. Because
sometimes I see my mom and I'm just like, you was literally one of God's angels. Like,
because
He sent you into this earth as like, took a piece of Him, was like, I'm going to give you the world, a piece of me, in the form of them.
And people don't get it. People think like after, I always speak for Christian, like after the 12th that God just stopped giving prophets. I don't think God stopped giving prophets.
Trust me, God gave prophets, He just disguised them.
Yeah, people just didn't do it. I really feel like this world, we're killing off the messages of God.
No, but yeah, exactly. But exactly like Michael Jackson was one of them.
I believe that.
I believe Michael
like
Jackson was a messenger.
Because what you said with your mom, just saying, I will pray for you, right? Like the story about the woman who everybody wants to stone, and Jesus said, the one with no sin cast the first stone. And he just told the woman, like, stand up, you'll be forgiven. Just don't do it again. And she left. That's literally it.
But you see what Jesus did right there? He just like reverse psychology.
Yeah, like
was like the person with no sin cast the first stone. Nobody cast anything because they're all sinners.
Precisely.
Everybody in the world is a sinner. And
people should know that the more we start embracing our flaws, the easier it would be for us to change it.
The easier it is to become a better person, man. Exactly. When you embrace your flaws and realize that we are not perfect.
That's what we talked about last night, about, working on ourselves, self-love.
Self-love is the most important.
And that's how we can grow. Literally it is, because if you can't love yourself, you love another person. And
big facts.
And that's where everything goes wrong, because if you truly love yourself, you will not be out here preaching corrupted words. You're not trying to corrupt other people. If you love yourself, you'll show people love, which is literally what all religion trying to teach is love. But if you
embrace imperfection,
precisely, because if you love yourself, you will tell another person, "Yeah, I made a mistake too, but God could have forgiven me. So why wouldn't God forgive you?" If you truly love yourself and look at your mistake, you come to God as you are, God will forgive you. And then that is it. If God can forgive you, you can forgive yourself. That was the hardest thing for me as a child, or as a teenager, adolescent. Like, I could ask for forgiveness, but I would be like knocking myself down. Like, you did that.
I can give you the perfect example of God forgiving me and giving me a second chance. When I was working 7-Eleven, a lot of people don't know this. When I got fired from 7-Eleven, a lot of people don't know the reason I got fired. The reason I got fired is because I was stealing from 7-Eleven. Right? Stole a lot of money. Right? I paid it back for my paycheck, obviously. I called my mom. First person I called was my mom, right? I called her and I was like, "Mom, I just got fired." She was like, "Why?" She didn't know anything was going on. And I told her why. They called me stealing. She was like to me, "This is how much I was stealing." Well, first of all, I was like to her, "I don't want to tell you why." And she was like, "Why not?" I was like to her, because I felt ashamed. Yeah. I felt embarrassed about it.
Yeah.
And then she was just like to me, "No, just tell me." And then I told her. She was like, "Oh, why would you do that? Like, if you needed money, why didn't you just come to me?" And blah, blah, blah. But obviously, you
don't want to be a financial burden to a parent. Yeah.
Exactly. And plus, when you make mistakes, right? And also greed. God showed me greed. The higher power definitely showed me greed. He showed me greed.
When you have that
he showed me greed
amount in front of you,
bro. He showed me greed. You know when you think something is so easy,
it's not. You
think it's so easy, and then eventually God shows you, like, you think nobody's watching. God is always watching. You know what I mean?
I've been in this
situation. Anyway, I told my mom, and my mom was like to me, she was like to me, "It's all right. We all make mistakes. But again, don't do it again. Learn from this. You know what I'm saying? Learn from this. She was like to me, going to jail or getting a criminal record is much worse than what you are doing. It's not worth it. My boss, when he found out what I was doing, this is the part that kind of hurt me, is that my boss was like to me, he couldn't sleep when he found out it was me. My leader, the guy who was leading of me, he's like to me, bro, I almost cried when I found out it was you. So for me, it was just like, damn.
Because
I hurt. It's like expectation, and they know that I'm not that kind of person. I don't seem like the person. You know what I mean? So for them, they were so crushed, and that is what hurt me. My boss was like to me, I didn't even want to call the police. He was like to me, they should, in that procedure, especially with the amount of money, they should call the police and this and that, blah blah blah. He was like to me, I don't even want to call the police. He was like to me, but you gotta get fired, obviously, right? He was like to me, but you could have come to me. You could have come to anybody else. You didn't need to do this. And for me, that was the part that kind of broke me, for me able to fix myself. Because that's the thing. A lot of people usually would act straight away. It's like, what? Call the police. He needs to get to jail. Blah blah. You know what I mean? But the fact that they were kind of trying to guide me in a way like, you did not need to do this. You know what I mean? But anyway, after my mom told her, blah, 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 I called my girlfriend, the one I'm still with right now. I called her. We met up. She talked to her. She started crying, and she was like to me, it's all right. I got you. You know what I mean? Because I didn't have because then I ended up not having a job, blah, blah, bro. For the next few months, she stuck to her word. Everything I ate came from her pocket. Literally. Transport, everything came from her pocket. Sure, that right there. And then I eventually got a job in Just Eat as a chauffeur driving. Obviously, that they have a track on the car. You don't influence money. They don't even ask you for your police record. So because for me, from that day, I thought, okay, I have a police record now. It's gonna be hard for me to get a job, right? That's my thinking. So I got the job in Just Eat, but then eventually I got a call from Foot Locker. And then the guy was like to me, okay, I went for the interview, got accepted in the interview, went successful, and then he called me and was like, now I just need you to send me your police record. And I started panicking. It's like, oh shit. The 7-Eleven thing. That was like a year and a half had already passed, right? And I was like, oh shit. The 7-Eleven thing. Damn. So I got my Strava test, and then it was like to me, it says two things. It says if it's in Danish, it means that you have something on there. If it's in English, it means it's clean. I got 2 copies though. I got one in Danish, and I got one in English. They both said it was clean. That right there, I was literally like,
that's the high power shit,
bro. People, I was like, my boss didn't take it further. He didn't take it to the police. He didn't put it on my record. He was like to me, you just pay the money back and we leave it at that. That for me was a second chance. Because a police record at my age could ruin me. You up
for life and release. And that's like, I have a similar story because I broke into a household party. I've done a lot of shit in my life and I never had a police record. And I'm surprised I never had a police record. My mom was surprised I never, because I should have. At least 3 is, if I could have 3 strikes, I should have it.
That's what I'm trying to say. That right there was such an eye opener of like, there's certain people in this world that you might not have the same beliefs, but their spirits are clean, their hearts are clean.
They may do
everything's good. Everything's good intentions. You know what I mean? They might not look. They don't look the same. My boss was Danish. No, he wasn't. I think he was from another part of Denmark, though. I'm not sure if he was Danish or if he was like from like Greenland or something like that. And my other leader was Somalian. It's like, we don't look the same. Then why did he help me? He could have ruined me right there. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously his bosses are gonna be mad at him. Like, how did you let this happen? So it's like, that's why I don't. Race and religion do not go together. For me, they really don't.
They shouldn't.
Like, I don't look at nobody and be like, shit, you're from a different race, so you have different beliefs than me. No. For me, that doesn't matter to me. You can look different to me, but we still have the same beliefs.
Black people should listen to that.
We have the same intentions.
That's the thing.
That's why a lot of people say white bosses are bad. You know, they're really not. It's got nothing to do with the color.
Some of them just have high expectations because they know you can do better. People should know that. People should know, like, just because people have a high expectation of you doesn't mean it's a bad thing. If you don't even have high expectation of yourself, how do you succeed?
You don't.
Yeah.
You just go to failure.
That's the thing. But I feel like, as you said, with race and religion, I feel like people should stop doing that because people be like, well, Christianity is the white man religion. Islam is the Arab's religion. No, it's not.
No.
It's not.
No. No religion has race.
No. Religion came from one thing. It came from, literally from the Jordan area. But it always meant for attention for one thing. That's why religion is like spread all across the world. That's why Christianity is spread all across the world. That's why Islam is spread all across the world. Religion is meant for one thing, and it's meant for love and teach people that we can make mistakes, we can be forgiven, we can move on. But we the ones corrupting ourselves. Everything starts with the heart, and
our hearts are corrupted.
Yeah, but the only way we can, like, literally fix it is by self-love. And
bro, I keep preaching that, man. Self-love is the issue.
Self-love. Do you think like love should be a religion?
Love is religion, bro.
No. But like
actual religion.
Yeah, like that. With God should be yourself. That's God.
Well, I always did say this. Everybody says God is in everybody, right? If God is in, let's say, like, God is in you, God is in me. I'm supposed to believe in God, which means I'm supposed to believe in you.
Thank you. Somebody got it, because that's the thing I'm trying to tell Christian. I've been pulling Bible scripture on them, Psalms, New Old religion, not New Old Testament. The Bible literally tells people that they are God. They're made in God's image. They have the soul of God. They have God's soul. They have, everything that God made is in us. We can take life as God takes life. We can create life as God creates life. We are literally God. We're the embodiment of God, but we don't have the full potential of God. But we have,
a piece of Him.
A piece of Him that makes us gods. So if we want to get to know God, we need to get to know ourselves. When Jesus got crucified, He said, "It's done." The garment, or whatever it's called, in the temple of God, split from top to bottom, was a symbol that the church is the building as a church is no longer the temple of God, but your body is the temple of God and the Holy Spirit. That means you don't need to go to church to be with God. If you like, as me and you were talking about God right now, is church. If you follow the Bible, that's church. When two or more follow talking about my name or calling upon my name, that's church. So your body is the building and temple of God. That means you're the church. The church that in Revelation isn't a building, it's a following of people following the true belief of Christianity. That's the Church of Christ. It's not a damn building. It's a fucking people. People they literally like following the rules. That's the Church of God. It's not that I can go to this church and that's that. No, it's who you are, who you follow, and the way you live. That's the church. If you don't follow God's rule or you don't follow love, God will not live inside of you. If you don't preach love, then you wouldn't have God inside of you. That's evil. You're corrupted. That's
what I try to say too. And here's another short story. This is getting pretty long.
It is getting long.
When my mom was going through this cancer, I was at work one time and I had some customers coming to the store. They were from America. They were just traveling the world, trying to preach positivity and Christianity and stuff like that, right? And me, who grew up in a Muslim family, right? Like I said, I don't judge people. I don't judge you for whatever you believe in or whatever, or what you follow. They came in, we was just talking generally, just talking about life. Me and this one kid was talking about life. And then we eventually got to the topic. He was like to me, when they were leaving, he was like to me, "Bro, do you have anything in your body that's paining you right now, whatever? Because we can pray for it to be cured and blah, blah, blah." Because they say that they've done prayers that have cured certain things, right? I wasn't really like, okay. Yeah, I wouldn't say I didn't believe them. I didn't say I would believe them. So he was like to me, "Did you have anything that's paining you right now?" I was like, "No. Only thing paining me is guess my mom is going through cancer right now, blah, blah, blah." And he was like, "You know what? Do you mind if we pray for your mom?" And I said, "No, of course not. Why would I? Even though they're Christians and I'm Muslim, why would I mind?" You know what I mean? It's like any prayer for my mom is good prayer. Exactly. No matter where it's coming from.
Exactly.
So right there in the store, held hands and they started praying. And then afterwards, I had a colleague of mine and I told her, she was Muslim, I told her, "Oh, there was these Christian guys that came in and they prayed for my mom." And she was like, "Wait, what? They prayed for your mom? Isn't that weird?" And I was like, "Why would it be weird?" You know what I mean? Because her thought is like, why you letting the Christian family pray for your mom if you're a Muslim?
People don't get that.
I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, wow.
People don't get that. I don't get that either. It's like,
isn't that like, how crazy is that?
fam, I'm telling you, people are spent over a book that teaches the exact same thing. It's crazy to think like three of the major religions care for the same person, Abraham, and how split the people are. It's so crazy. I don't get it. It's like the same God we all follow, but we're just so split. You should. Oh, it pisses me off.
It really does.
It really pisses me off.
It really makes me mad. But
like you never see a kid do that. That's why I really love the shit Jesus said. Like, kids have easier access to heaven because kids are so open-minded. Kids are so open and kind-hearted.
We should learn from kids.
Literally, kids are the future, but we're the one corrupting them. We're the one giving them guns, killing each other at a young age. Humans are trash. Fuck humans.
Is that how we're gonna end it? Fuck humans. Oh my god. But guys, man, we're gonna end it there because this is like almost an hour video.
Yeah. Shit, you need to be a...
No. I'm not picking her up. So. But yeah. Y'all let us know, like, what do y'all think about religion? Like, one thing I want everybody to understand is that we're not judging anybody for what they believe in. But this is just our opinions, obviously, and what we believe in.
What we've been through.
And what we've been through and our experiences that have led us to believe what we believe. So I would love to hear from people and their beliefs and what they believe in. And I agree to disagree. I have no problem with some people disagreeing with what we're saying. For me, that's not a problem. That just creates more conversation, which needs to be had.
Yeah, exactly.
So definitely open to people commenting on this video. But yeah, man, if you guys enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, share it, because I'm sure a lot of people need to hear this.
Definitely do need to hear this.
And yeah, keep sending us topics on what to talk about. You know, this is fun. This is what we like to do. This is what we need to do. Yes, people need to talk.
Literally.
Think like people spend too much time thinking and holding things in, that we actually need to talk and get it out there. Talk it out. But yeah, man, thank y'all for watching. Gideon,
the master himself.
Peace.
Bye.